Good morning, folks, and happy Friday. I hope and pray you're doing well today. It's a cold morning outside right now. Would have been a wonderful morning to be in the deer stand, but that comes tomorrow morning. I can assure you of that. But I hope and pray that you're having a wonderful morning thus far. I hope and pray that you have a wonderful rest of your day as you go through this Friday, this end of the work week, as we say. And I want to remind you that Sunday worship is happening like it always does. Now, my reserve weekend got canceled, and since I was set to be gone anyway, I will not be there. But you remember what I say. It does not matter who is in the pulpit. It doesn't matter who is preaching the word. What matters is that the word is being preached. What matters is that worship is happening. So you be sure to be there and allow God to bless you, allow God to speak to you, and allow God to encourage you through the worship of Him. I also want to remind you, next Sunday, November the 16th, is our annual Veterans Celebration. So come on out and worship with us that morning. We're going to recognize our veterans, and after that is our annual Thanksgiving Fellowship Luncheon. So you come out and join us as we honor our veterans, as we worship God. And by the way, that's always what it's about, is worshiping God. And then we join at the table and enjoy that Thanksgiving fellowship one with another. You do not want to miss that opportunity. And members of Oak Level that watch these videos, be sure you are inviting people to come and be with us as we celebrate on November the 16th. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. I want to read to you today from the book of 2 Timothy chapter number 4, and it's a very familiar passage. 2 Timothy chapter number 4 and verse number 7, Paul says this: "I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith." Let me ask you a question, Christian. When it comes your time, will you be able to say the same thing? Let me give you the context here. First and foremost, you remember that 1 Timothy, I call it the theory of church ministry, and then 2 Timothy, I call it the practice of church ministry. And Paul tells Timothy in chapter 4, starting in verse number 1, he says, "I charge thee therefore before God and the Lord Jesus Christ, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing in his kingdom, preach the word. Be in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all longsuffering and doctrine." Verse 3, "For the time will come," by the way, it's here, "when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and be turned unto fables." Paul is talking about the shift that we're seeing right now in the church. That false doctrines, everybody wants to feel good, everybody wants to be comfortable, instead of being focused in on the truth. But he doesn't end with that. He tells Timothy in verse number 5, "But," and I like that word "but." That's a transitional word right there. He says, yes, all this stuff is going to happen, but watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Now here's why he tells Timothy this in verse number 6. "For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand." Basically what he's telling Timothy here is, I have fulfilled the call of God on my life, and I'm fixing to go. Paul at this point is fixing to be executed. And he says, don't you worry about it, Timothy. You still go on. You still do the work of the evangelist. You still engage in the practice of church ministry. And then Paul says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. And let me ask you once again, Christian, when the day of our departure is at hand, and we don't know when that might be, we are one heartbeat away from eternity. But when that time comes, Christian, I'm saying that intentionally, Christian, would you be able to say the same thing? I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. And that's what I want you to think about as we enter into this last day of the work week, as we enter into the weekend and ready for worship on Sunday. Will you be able to say, I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. And I hope and pray you have a wonderful day. Hope and pray you have a wonderful day of worship on Sunday. And I'll get back with you starting on Monday. Love you folks, and I'll talk to you a little bit later. God bless you.